Alrighty, hello. Let's make sure everything's working. Let's change the scene. Awesome. Cool. Happy with this. Let's quickly bounce up the bit rate. Awesome. Alrighty. So, where did we leave off last time? Now, I've done a little bit of refactoring since the last stream. I fixed a few things with the footer. I also had a look around the documentation for the history or use history hook, and a few other bits and pieces. I had a look at the documentation for the GA React, found out what the issues associated with that was, and yeah, fixed up the footer. Still a little bit buggy. I just need to bring this contact information to flex start and then bring it centered once it shrinks down to mobile view. It's doing it on mobile view, but still need to fix it on the full width. But this was the way it was before, so I want to keep this sort of layout instead of this. But yeah, so that's that. So yeah, I need to fix that. Now, Google Analytics React. So now Google Analytics defaults when setting up new data streams, defaults to Google Analytics 4. Google Analytics 4 is a different beast compared to the previous version of Google Analytics, and Google GA React is not compatible with Google Analytics 4 tracking codes. So I actually had to have a look at another module called GA4 React, which does implement the standards for Google Analytics 4, however it handles it, it works. So I've tested that out, happy with it. I rolled back, I took away that code and did a couple other fixes. So I'll re-implement Google Analytics 4 in this video. So yeah, finish off adding Google Analytics to the site. We need to add the meta tags to the site as well. Because a problem with Google Analytics, well, 4 that is that when we go to, we've got here. Yeah, so when we go to any of the dashboards, it actually reports based on the page title. I'm sure you can change this. I know you can change it if we go into this view here. We can change it and then go to path. And we can see the paths, but I wanted to show the, what the name is. So we'll implement, and we had to do it anyway for SEO. So I want to implement the meta tags and the description. So we get that sorted. There's probably a better way than what I'm thinking about implementing this. It's just a package here. So basically we just bring in the meta tags component and then just fill in the details. But yeah, so yeah, I'll do that for each individual page. There might be a better way to actually do that instead of doing it for every single page, that it does it for every page that exists in the routes or something like that. maybe like a map feature or something. But we'll have to fill that details out anyway, so it's not that bad. So yeah, so meta tags, and we need to break up. So having a look at the about page, I just want to break up the about page a little bit, just to bring how it started to the left. Maybe add a couple of more subheadings, so it's just not a wall of text. And photos would be good to break that up as well. But right now we'll stick with text. And yeah, the bugs, still yet to take a look at those ones, and I've added another bug to change the footer back after the bug fix, and I've got a photo of how that is. Now, when should you use material UI containers? So these are the questions that I had when working through the last video. So for the container's purpose, so just the container component itself from Material UI, is to center its job is to center the content horizontally, but also set a breakpoint to where the content will stop floating away, or will stop filling up the page. So this is great for widescreen monitors, 49-inch or whatever. You put a website up in there and there's nothing holding it within a certain position, like large or whatever. It'll just keep going and it'll make it look really weird, which I had the same problem on my ultra wide on the other side of this main screen that we're using here for the video. So the container is, we can set breakpoints so it stops growing at a particular point, and then past that point it'll just continuously add padding to keep that content centered in the middle of the page. Grid container, so basically grid container we just use to wrap grid items, and then using or passing in a prop of spacing, we can then space those each grid item itself. I'm pretty sure I only want to use one grid container because I had the issue here with the footer. I will need to disable this and re-enable it. So I have the issue with the footer, not this one, this one. Whereas, get it up, there we go. So you can see there's a little bit of padding there, but the other elements in the footer component don't. And the reason is because I have a container I have a container within inside of another container, which is wrapping these other grid items. So I need to remove that container to get rid of that padding there. But anyway, that's that. With which one was it? This is local development. Yeah. So with the local development, I just went through and cleared out all of the errors that it was throwing. So it was just simple stuff like when I was using the map. Where is it? There, here. When I was using map, I wasn't actually giving each child element. Anyway, each element that I was creating, I wasn't actually giving it a key. So we just need to give it a unique key, which we've just given it the description. And that is this stuff here. So yeah, just clear out those errors. So it's nice and clean now. But yeah, other than that, what we'll do is we'll start off with Google Analytics and get that finished up. So we obviously need to bring in Google Analytics. I already have, but just npm install ga-4 React, and then dash one dash capital S to save. We've already brought that in. Let it do its thing. So we head over to our, let's clear some of this out. actually delete that route change from last time. Get rid of the contact, get rid of the about, keep about contents. Oh, actually, hold on. Let's finish going through this. So yeah, another question. So we got the container. Why find out why the body and two, if you had two body two typography components, why were they showing up different, font types and all the rest of it? I couldn't figure that out. I couldn't find anything about that. So yeah, that one's just I'm not sure what the go is with that. I'll have to play around with it a bit more. How does Super Pro Coders format blog style text when coding from scratch? So without like putting in HTML tags like break and all the rest of it. So there's another, I don't think you would call it a language, but there's a thing called Markdown, which basically there's specific syntax that you put in there to define H1s and all the rest of it. And it also will display the text exactly how it is within that file. So if you put a space, the space will show instead of having to put, break tags and all the rest of it. So yeah, so Markdown, so lookalikes will implement, or they'll be implementing that into the site, and then just pulling in. So obviously I'll store sort of the file will be Markdown, and I'll store that in the database just as I'll see if I can do it as text, or if not, I'll just do it by file. But yeah, I'm not sure how I'll do that just yet. How to change the message on the last commit. So you just type in git commit amend, and then just type that in along with -m, and then as if you would just type your message, and then just press enter and send that off. And researched how to use the use history hook. I had a look at this, and it looks pretty straightforward, all the bits and pieces. But yeah, I had a quick have a look over this. It wasn't super detailed, but just a quick brief overview. So yeah, I look forward to playing around with that later. We don't need it right now. But anyway, that's all of the stuff that I needed to have a look at from the last video. So we've just brought in GA for React. So if we head over to our index.js, and basically the way that this works is that we need to initialize the connection to Google Analytics again, just like the last one. And then what we'll do is we'll actually wrap this React.route render with a what do you call it? An async function. So I'll show you that, which is just down here. So first we need to actually import it. Just going to make this a little bit smaller. There you go. So first we need to import it. So import, it's GA for React from GA for React. Cool. Close that off. Then we need to initialize it. So const GA for React is equal to new GA for React, and we're going to pass in our Google Analytics ID. We head back over, get an admin, then data stream, grab our code, close out of all that, go back to the home page, paste that in like so. We've got a real time. All right, so we've got our tracking ID there. Then we want to actually wrap all of this on this within this async function and close it off. So cool, save that. Head over to our local host and close that. Refresh the page. What have we got here? Monster for React. Close that off. Cool. So if we do F12 and we go to network, we just clear and then refresh the page, we can see that we have, it's calling out to Google Analytics here, and then it's actually sending, like logging the view here. And we can see that displayed right there. So that is now hooked up, which is awesome. Now what I want to do is actually bring in the meta tags. So I actually haven't done this one yet. So we'll have a play around with this, but it looks pretty straightforward. Just do npm install React meta tags. And then dash begets a save. While that's coming in, we'll just have a quick look. So we just basically need to import the module. And then bring this in. Sorry for not talking, it was just a jet screaming past. I didn't want to talk and blow out the mic. All right, so hold on, I'm not in Python. Imports meta tags from React meta tags. We need to wrap that to a string. So off. All right, so pretty much what it's saying that we could do is we can just that needs a parent element, but it's saying that we can just slap this in as is. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. because I understand how this bad boy works. All right, so we want so and then the description, you know, whatever. The meta title and the OG title. We can leave the OG title, but the image, we're just gonna have to leave just for now. So I'm just gonna comment that out. So description can be, I don't know. Actually, I'll have to mess around with this later. Web. Let's build something. And then we can bring the title this over here. And let's see if this actually works. We can head to our local server. We can refresh this bad boy. We can actually have a look in the head. And God. There's the meta description. There's the title. Awesome. So if we have a look at real time, we'll just refresh this. Let's come into a new incognito window so it thinks it's a new user. It's still pulling that React app. I wonder if that has anything to do with this index. Just pulling it from that. Just, yeah, there's. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to try this again. So basically what I was doing is there was two meta tags in there. So one was the default one from create React app in HTML, index.html, and also the one that we were dynamically inserting. I'm just going to close, add a new page again. If this comes through. Go on. While I'm waiting for that, I'm pretty certain it's going to work. We can just inspect and have a look. Uh, so they're definitely in there. And they're not showing in there anymore. And as we can see right there, that it is working. Awesome. So what I'll do now is I can just copy and paste this bad boy. And we can bring it in to our pages. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to have to keep doing this. Like, it's not that much more code in terms of writing the code. But as I said, I'm pretty sure there would be a better way to do this, to like map it. And then you could just like maybe like pass in um, pass in some props or something like that. But getting it to go the other way, getting it to go down because you can't pass it back up. I'm not sure how I would actually do that, but I'm going to stick with just this pretty straightforward way. OG, we can keep that. So we just got about. Cool. We just put it inside this container because it needs a parent. And there are specific guidelines on how long each of these should be, your title and description. For example, don't hold me to this, but I think it's like over 65 characters or something like that, and then Google cuts it off. So it won't actually show up in the Google search. So it'll just cut it off like that, just dot, dot, dot. If it's too long, the same for the description as well. I'm not 100% sure for the OG title on that. That's got to do with, I think, just Facebook, but other social media platforms use it as well. But yeah, so about, we can just have find out who actually the developer is. And we can copy the same thing for here. I really think we should just make a, I'm just going to do it this way for now, but really should just make a variable and then just bring it in. So we can just change it there and it just automatically changes everything. So yeah, so that stuff's fine. We do need to still import this, but I'll circle back once I do all this and bring in that import. It's just simple copy and paste. Container. Brought too much in. So this one's contacts. But yeah, I'll definitely figure this all out before I implement any of the blog, because that'll be extremely important. That, and in particular, if I do add any service pages. So just bring this in. Contact actually the web developer who builds your projects today. So that's that one. I prefer if these weren't indexed, the sign up and that. There is I forget if it's a meta tag. No index. Let's have a look here. So I think that we can just bring this in and we can create our own little custom one. Where's our return? There it is. Yeah, I think we can. So I'm going to just write meta. No, yeah, cool. Well, we can change this anyway. So we can just do, what do we, login? Because you don't want, so there's things like, they're called Google Docs. So people can type in specific search terms or format their query in a specific way to expose vulnerabilities on your site based on text and whatnot that's present on your website. So people can search for every single website that has a login that has been indexed by Google that has the word login in the URL. And what they can do is they can get that list, scrape the crap out of Google and get all of those websites and then create a robot to then go and try and brute force part credentials with that. So I don't want Google to index this. There's no reason for them to index this. It's easily accessible from anywhere on the site. But we'll keep the title anyway. So login, actually .com, and then we want to make this the robots. And the content is no index. Cool. And we should actually have index, like specify that they can index it on the other pages. I might go back, circle back and sort that out. OG is fine. So we'll do, again, what do we do? Login. Login. And I'm just gonna have a look at this. Blocking, create the seals, euros. I'm just gonna type, do you need robots? Tag index. Notes that you do not need to add this meta tag as default. Okay, so it already defaults that. Cool. Awesome. So we won't need to worry about that, but we do want to do it for the ones that we want to know index. So that's cool. So just grab this and then we'll head over to our sign up page and do the same thing. Like so. This will be sign up. And sign up. Cool. I'm just going to grab this one. All right, so we've got the about, we've got contact, homepage, sign up. So we just need the, well, that's it for now. And then what we'll do is I will bring in the rest for the other pages as we build them. So just to confirm that all of this, I'm just going to save all these pages. I'm going to, we need to bring in the imports. Sure what the deal is with that, but I'll look at that later. About and save that. Contacts. And in, save that. Login. Bring that in. Save that. And sign up. Bring that in. Save that. Cool. So it's going to reload. Going to get out of this mode, and I'm just going to scroll to go through all the pages. So obviously at home, contact, about, sign up, login. Just make sure these events. Getting logged. This is the home page. Login, sign up. Awesome. Everything's working the way it's meant to. So, where are we at now? Let's have a look. So we have Google Analytics has successfully been added. Meta tags, we've sorted that out. I'm just going to break up the page. The about page. So I'm not going to implement Markdown, was it? Yeah, Markdown. I'm not going to implement Markdown right at this second, but I will fix the about page, about content. Cool. I'll fix this up now because this is just a mess. Can't have this. So what I want to do, how I started, let's make this align center. Oh, left, like start. And there's a justify. Why are you doing this? Oh, oh. No. What's this whiteboard heading to? Was I right the first time? Um, because it's not that it's a component, so it's just left like the other one. It's a bit too much. This one class paragraph. Justify content. Flex starts. Still doesn't move. Display flex. Damn it, go to the left. What's going on? I do that every time. So it definitely doesn't. So I'm thinking, so I'm just gonna have to do padding left. Same, come back down here. And I think what I'm going to need to do is wrap this in a container so that that itself is the, yeah, that's going to be the best way to do it. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to have to get rid of all this spacing and all the rest of it because that'll be made redundant in a second. So cool, we get to use what we learned. So import container from at to core, so container, close that off. And I'm gonna get rid of this div and I'm gonna wrap this bad boy in a container. I'm not going to specify anything right at this second. Get rid of this div, place it with the container. Cool. So as I said, the container will grow, as you can see. Oh, sorry, it will add padding as the screen grows past the specified width. So I just need to quickly look up this documentation again. So I'll just go component and go to container. So its max width is the properly passed the prop passing. Anyway, the max width equals, and I'm thinking we'll just make it large, LG, like so. Oh. LG, like so. What is that? know that, but why you highlighted? Yeah. Okay. So OG is the default, I guess. So I'm just going to play around with this. Damn, that's small. I don't want it that small. Sets the max width too much, the min width, the current breakpoint. Sets the max width to match the minimum width. That's actually what I want, I think. Fixed equals true. Save that. Get rid of this. So basically what I want to know how to do is make it bigger. It's just too small. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah. Actually, I think I know what's going on. Let's make this smaller. So just head over to about, and this is in its own container when this should be a container itself. So I'm going to steal this code, copy, and I'm just going to replace what we had, which was the div. Just go back like that. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff because we don't need it right now. I just want our about. Go to the about. We're going to pass in this container. Pass in, I'm going to add it. And then I'm going to bring this import in, get rid of it there. Save. Yeah, it is. No, it's still doing it. So when it gets past that breakpoint, which is the big boy. Anyway, I can play around with that later. It's doing what I wanted it to do anyway from the start. So now when I do the content, and I align this heading to the left, it should go to the, no. Oh yeah, because I've added the padding. We can get rid of, all this padding. So it's the heading 2, which is this one. You can get rid of top, font size, bottom. Create item, period, 21, line left. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So I think that would be a better, as because I'm going to break it up into its own thing. So I got started. About it's fine. Got started. I'm just thinking about how I'm actually going to break this up. So I think uh, maybe have like a heading like the problem. Then I would go through it, and then what I did to fix it, or what I did to solve it, maybe something like that. So something like what are the problems? There we could do. We can close off that tag, bring in a new one. Going to give it a variant of h4. h4. I'm going to align it left. And we're going to make it a component h2. Close that off. Then I'm going to type what I want to, which is the problem, and then close that off. Oh. Problem. Close that off. And then open up a new body. Hopefully this doesn't destroy it like I did last time. Cool. And we'll give this a class name of heading 2 like the other one. That did not work. And why is it, or is it the paragraph that it's giving the padding to? We've got paragraph and we've got heading 2. Heading 2 gives it to the top. Paragraph gives it to the bottom. Just pushing that down. Oh, it's the item that's giving the padding to the top. So how about we get rid of that from there and we bring this into the paragraph itself. And then let's just copy that out to make sure that it doesn't break too much stuff. Cool. So that's the problem. And then once each photo is there, suppose we take that every time, and then how I solve the problem. Cool. So what I could do this time around is just copy that entire thing. And it's in my free time. Copy that. I'll paste that. Solves the problem. Then we can bring in this one up top, and we're gonna have to close that other one as well. Just above. And maybe under here I'd have like the outcome. So I can copy this entire thing like that. Copy. That's all done. Files, press a folder. That's cool. And then this small little script. Like that, and then the outcome. Cool. I think it'd be really nice if these were actually in like a card. Um, maybe I love this website. It's called CSS Tricks. CSS on this thing is so beautiful. Like, I don't know, I just find it looks nice. That doesn't look that great. But I think it was these cards. Yeah, that's just, I don't know. I really like that. But something similar to this, maybe. Obviously, not the image in the background and all the rest of it. But, you know, something similar to this card where it's, you know, the heading and then, you know, the text underneath. And then at some stage, chuck some photos in there and go from there, which there's no reason why I can't do that right now, to be honest. We can just bring in the card, just have a quick look. Let's have a look. Card. We want a raised card. So we can have a card header and card content, card header. Is that the header there? So media, card content. You got the typography there, typography, card content, and card action area. Da, 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 da. Card content. So it's pretty much what we got. It's just yeah, a little bit different. So just wrap it in the card. Definitely want the variant outlines. There's also another thing you can pass in to make it raised, I think it is. Yeah, raised, and it makes it like, it looks nice when it's raised. So I think we're going to do that. So I'll start by bringing in the card. So import card from material UI core card. Cool. Close that off. And then I'm going to wrap let's think about this for a second. So this about section is wrapped in a container. This is wrapped in a grid container, so that's already taken care of, because I keep looking at this and saying, well, it's in a grid container, but it's already in the other one. So basically what I want to do is the card itself can be the like within the item. So which I should just be able to go for like this card, and we want it raised equal to true. So I don't believe it is by default. And there was another thing that we should pass in, which was outlined. What is it? Card. Card content. I thought it was. It might have been the card content. This action area. I don't know. Let's just leave it like that for right now. Close that off. Bring our card up. 1 second. I'm just going to quickly go and answer the door. You give us 1 second. What is it? Alrighty. Sorry if I just came over. Alright, so we've got the card raised to true. Did we bring the card over? No. Let's just close that off so we can do a little bit sneaky. Copy paste there. And we'll wrap that bad boy like that. Let's have a look and see what that looks like. That looks a bit better, but the maybe I won't wrap this particular one. Because that about heading is coming in from the parent component. So this one I want to wrap. Well, each one's in its own item. Can I wrap the? I don't think this is going to be the right way to do this. Which is that how I got started. Expected closing tag. Oh, okay. No, hold on. Where are we? We got the card, grid, 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 no grid. So I can't do that. I can, I just need to not make. I'm gonna have to wrap these in. Let's just have a quick look at this for a sec. So we can just go like this. And I can bring this over. Should work. And then I could bring the card within this grid item. Well, let's see if we can actually do it over the top of the. Oh no, sorry, can't because I didn't get the. So we need the same problem. Yeah, it's true. That's how we got started. And then this card can have some padding within inside it. So let's do class name is equal to classes dots card lowercase, and then we'll just get some padding up here. So we do card and give it padding left, and I want to do theme dot spacing, give that a value of 2. I'm going to do the same thing for the right. Save that. I think these I think that we could maybe, because I got a little bit of a situation here now where the paragraphs, the theme spacing is inside this bad boy. I'm just going to lower the bit rate on the stream. Let's bring it down to 11,000. There we go. All right, so we got the padding. We got padding going everywhere because the heading's got it as well. All right, I'm gonna play around with this card thing later. Do everything that I just did. And I'll play around with the cards in my own time because there's no need to mess around with it anymore than what I just have. So look, it looks a bit better. There's a bit more formatting to it. Perhaps maybe we could do a call to action down the bottom. So I don't know, about page, you probably would go through a workflow of, you go to the home page, you know, find out about, oh, it's actually web da 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 da. Go see what about, check out about, okay, you started coding, da 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 da, maybe your portfolio button. And yeah, I think that would be appropriate for there. So within the grid item, probably, yeah, I'm going to make another grid item. Yeah, this is item, right? Yeah. So I'm going to make another grid item. I'm just going to steal all this because it's going to be the same dimensions. Like so. And then we need to bring in a button. Imports button from that's material UI core button, like so. And bring this in. I'm actually going to steal the one from the home page, which is in the header, which is this one. This one. Content. Get rid of that. Bring that in. So, bring this back over here. Save that. Link is that's React's router DOM ports. Is it capital? Yeah, it is. Link from React router DOM. There's our button to portfolio and it works. Beautiful. So we just need to add, I don't want it outlined, I want it filled, like the home page. What's the contained? Beautiful. So it goes to portfolio. That's awesome. Maybe a paragraph might be something like, want to see, check out more projects that I've built, and then a link to the portfolio. I don't think it needs to be a heading. That might look a little bit weird. So I think maybe just add a little bit more down just the base here to that. And maybe center the button to the left. Depends how it's going to look on mobile. So it's about don't like that. Might have to add a media query to bring it over to the left. This is not too bad. I think maybe the spacing could be a little bit smaller. So we've got the top and the bottom. That's for the paragraph. So it'll be the top. So maybe we could make this a 6. That's a bit better. We might have to make that a different class. This top one is like a hero paragraph or something like that, because as we bring this back over, that's pretty close. Ah, there's a bug. What's that doing that? How I started. Align. Component H2. It's in its own grid. Grid item. It's because that's not an 8. No, sorry. Oh, it's because it's not even within its own grid item. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to stick it in here. I'm going to give it its own class name. And I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. Cool. So I'm actually going to have that same issue. Did I put it in its own grid? Yeah, I did. So I'm going to have the same issue with this. I'm actually going to stick it in here as well. Oh. I think it's justify. I'm gonna have to give it its own class. What did I do on the home page? No, I did it to the actual the grid. So that's frustrating because I want it to all match. Why is it not matching on the other one? Why are these ones going left? The other ones aren't. No, sorry. Why is this going left more than the other ones? Is it because of this? Yeah, it was. So Excel, so this is the actual reason why I was having the issue, why I was going so small before. Because if we make this 12, a 10, well, it could be a 12. But if, well, we actually, let me do 12. Let me see where the borders are for this. now because we implemented the box. So it's there. So that's the problem I was having before. So I can get, well, XL can be 12. Because if I make this extra small, I still want that padding, because if I don't have that there and I make this 12, it's going to be too much. Yeah. I like this. Maybe even a little bit bigger. Something like that. Sort of adds up with everything else. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to make this 12. And now I get this bad boy full screen, but also contained. So it's just going to keep adding padding past that breakpoint, which is awesome. Cool. Well, I solved that problem. I think this might be a bit better centered. Like so. And we can change this to 11 and this to 12. I like that. It's nice. Cool. All right, so the button, back to the problem I was having just before, it was the button, and we wanted to XL 12, and then we want to align this to center. Left. Usually aiming to the center. So this is because 11, 11, 12, 11, 12, because we've given this the paragraph. Beautiful. Awesome. So that's that bit. Now if I can just add, bring in some break statements, or whatever break tags we're moving forward. Double break. And I'm going to say, what do we say? So we've got that outcome. We had a problem, proposed a solution, coded the solution, had the outcome. It's just something like check out, check out other links, check out other programs that I've developed by clicking the button below. Check out other projects. Check out the projects I've created. Check out the other projects that I have created by clicking the button below. Cool. I'm going to add one more break statement in there to break that up a little bit more. Checkouts, yeah, project created by clicking the button below. And instead of portfolio, I'm going to have more projects. So let's say context. cool. Now, I'm not happy with this spacing, and that is because of the paragraph giving the spacing at the bottom. So perhaps maybe take it from the bottom and swap it to the top. No, that's not going to work because of that. Oh, actually, yeah, it will, because that bottom is not going to be there. So I'm going to take it from the bottom. We've already got spacing at the top. Copy that. Just going to comment that out for a second. So that's the bottom. And give it to the top, which already has the top, so we just want to double it. No, because that doesn't have. Oh, that's right. It's with the. What do we got? Paragraph item, heading. No, it's because these don't have the heading. Oh no, it's because it's not paragraph. Yeah, it is. Paragraph, heading, class name, heading, 2. Copy that. Paste it in. Well. 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 B. Boom. And the way I'm going to combat that is, I know it's the same, so obviously, like, 10 plus 10 equals 20, but make that a little bit smaller. It's a bit better. I want to add more to the base of that one. So I'm going to give this a new class name of hero paragraph. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put it at the top because it comes before all of this. Like so, and I'm going to type in hero paragraph. I think I gave it a capital P. Yep, hero paragraph. So I've got the same theme spacing. I want it on the arse of it. So I'm going to comment that. Now I started. I'm going to bring that down to about 8. Four. 7. It's better. About how I got started, the problem solved, the outcome, and as I said, I'm going to take out 4 from here, make that 14, and I'm going to give the bottom 4, give that to the bottom, and that'll give same result, but a little bit of padding. I don't like how that looks, and how it's sort of, it just, I don't know. I think it's having the same effect as what I had here, or if I had it there. I'm not sure about that. maybe centered might be better. About, I think I now want to take off a little bit more off the tops as well. A bit more padding, just a smidge more, just bring it up a little bit more. But how I got started, the problem, I like how it breaks it up. How I solved the problem, this is still a bit fat, but it's within the context of that heading. The outcome, da 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 da. And then, yeah, check out that button below. Maybe it might be better to have this one to be center. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be centered. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna make it centered. So I'm gonna kill this. I shouldn't say that, but I'm going to terminate this. So I'm going to bring in this. Like so. I'm going to align the center. Like so. Check out the other projects. Now, it's a little bit too much. Is that because of that? Yeah. So, yeah. It's a bit better. I don't know this is jank as, but I'm just going to slap a break up here to give that a little bit more padding. Cool, that's a bit better. Yeah, come on. Make sure that everything's, yep, awesome. And then that goes to the portfolio. Awesome. All right, so it's actually starting to come together. You know, our analytics is working. We've got our page names, titles. We've got our OG, so you can do the well, it's not going to show an image. I need to sort out the images, but we'll bring them in. How am I going to do that? We will bring them in, perhaps fetching from the API. I'll have to think about that because it's sort of like just a request just for an image. But I might actually make, yeah, that's what I might do. I might store all of the values for the meta descriptions, title tags, as a as its own come on, as its own class. Anyway, in the models of the Django, I'm going to add in those meta tags and descriptions, and then I can do a API request, and it'll send all that data in, a fetch request, and then it'll send all that data in, and then we'll pass it in as a prompt, and then we can fill those details in from that. Which I think would be a good way, because like to make an API request just for that, and you know, for an image, we'll do everything, and then that way we'll have the Django admin to be able to easily make changes and all the rest of it, instead of having to go into the code and hard code everything. We can change them pretty easy, which I think is pretty good idea. The only thing is that I'll have to write a script or maybe use, I think this might be the right way to implement it, but use the Django signals, so that to signal every time that a change has been made for um, for that meta, um, those meta details, those tags, to then take another snapshot of the website, because if we do the snapshot for the Google bots and the crawlers and all the rest of it, it'll have the old data there. So I'll have to make sure that that's updated. But I'm not even sure how that snapshot stuff works just yet. I haven't even bothered looking at it. I'll finish building the rest of this stuff. Then anyway, just food for thought. But yeah, highly suggest this CSS tricks. I think it's a pretty dope website. I like the little spinner that it's got up here. If you scroll up really fast, spins. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, so we've got this. We made the mistake again of not doing our commits. Too much code. Git add dash all. What's it replacing? Yes. Git commit dash m, and so what did we do? We added I have added Google Analytics tracking site-wide. I have also added, what else we added? Meta tags, etc. Site-wide, and have updated the layouts for the about page, adding heading subheadings, and just some padding. That's cool. Git push that. Awesome. Cool. Let's check out list. So we broke everything up. It's got its own subheadings as well. Happy with all of that. Bugs I'll fix later. So yeah, look, that's everything for today. I'll be honest, I'm thinking I'm going to start the back end on the next videos with the Django, because we're sort of up to the point where like the portfolio and the blog are all going to be using the fetch API and mapping those values to to cards, and everything is reliant on that data being present. So I think the best way to move forward is to start to build out the back end, and then swap back over to the front end, finish off our front end for the portfolio itself and also the blog. And then also we'll add the integration to the sign-in login functionality, But there's heaps of stuff to do on the back end, the serializers and all the rest of it to get the data across, and then also permissions for the login, and all the rest of it. Right now, the the login and sign up, I just wanted to have it there. Just, it's CRUD functionality. Every website building with React and all the rest of it is most likely going to have login and sign up. So I just want to add that functionality in there, because I'm not like going to, like, no one's going to be able to write blog posts and all the rest of it. I'm going to write them, to solidify my learning, and also have a repository of all the information that I got stuck on, that I'll need in the, most likely in the future. So I'll add like the search functionality, so I can just quickly search it up and I know it's there, and it's in my own words. But just like little things like the get command and all the rest of it to update the comment, I can just write in get commands, and then boom, there's a cheat sheet right there ready to go for me. And also it gets the exposure from SEO as well, when it gets indexed by Google and all the rest of it. So yeah, I think the next one's going to be the back end with the Django. And in the meantime, while I work on that, I can then just make little updates, like get rid of this Laura instant here and actually put something here, once I fully think through the process I'm going to use. But it will most likely be identify a problem that needs to be solved with code, or that can be solved with code your project and deploy it, and maybe put together like a case study or something like I did in the about section. Sort that. And I can, and then when we get into the front end, I'll continue, and I'll fix these bugs. I'll fix the footer bug first before going to I'll fix the footer first, then to Django, then the other one. But this is not going to take long. I just got to add some media queries to fix that up. I didn't do that on my own time. I had research. So yeah, so that's the video today. Hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, happy